Gender, gender, gender. Spanish is full of genders. Sugar Astronaut presents Spanish Made Easy. Hello everyone, welcome to another vlog. Today we will talk about Spanish masculine and feminine nouns. But before, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, let's get started. Maybe you have struggled with genders in Spanish. Let's be honest, it is kind of difficult, the Spanish grammatical gender thing. The more you speak Spanish, the more this will make sense. This video is gonna be a little long, so bear with me and I'll try my best to explain this whole thing. We will talk about this in a casual way, so if you want me to make a more serious lesson about this, just let me know in the comment section down below. I came across a great article about this and we will go over that and see if it's helpful. Okay, so let's get started. So I found this article on SpanishDict.com. I really like this website, it's really helpful. So the article is called Masculine and Feminine Nouns. So we're not going to read the whole article, but let's see the masculine nouns and the feminine nouns, and let's talk a little bit about that. Every single noun in Spanish has a gender. It could be masculine or feminine. This is a little interesting and it's pretty much what makes Spanish kind of challenging. One thing I love about English is that there's no such thing as grammatical gender. You can just use the word the apple, the house, the doctor, and that's pretty great. But in Spanish, it's different. Okay, let's go over the masculine nouns. Well, masculine nouns usually end in O. For example, here it says el cartero, el niño, el tío, el teatro, el dormitorio. So that makes sense. There are a few things that will help you to identify the masculine nouns, because sometimes you will have a word ending in something else other than the letter O. So here are a few helpful tips to identify masculine nouns, specifically if they don't end in O, like it says here. So the first tip is if the last vowel has an accent mark. So it doesn't matter if it's A or E or O or U, it applies to all vowels. Also, the second tip here is if the noun ends in M-A or ma. So if the noun ends in any consonant except for D and Z, then you will know that it is a masculine noun. And also, if the word ends in E. Obviously, there are exceptions. So basically, if you want to identify the gender of a noun, you will have to pay attention to the ending of that noun. Okay, so let's see the examples. It says here, ending in E, for example, el perfume, that means perfume. El estante, that means shelf. El maquillaje, that means makeup. So as you can see, all these words end in E. Therefore, you know that the noun is masculine. So you will have to use EL to say the perfume, for example. El perfume, the perfume. So now the next one is when the vowel at the end has an accent mark. For example, el colibrí is masculine, and that means hummingbird. El ají, that means chili pepper. Okay, so now the consonant other than D and Z, that's the third rule here. So el árbol, you can see that it ends in L, el árbol, and that means tree. El rumor, another R there, and that means rumor. El cojín, cushion. So yeah, it makes sense. All of this is correct. Now, lastly, the ending MA. For example, el programa, program. El drama, drama. El idioma, language. So yeah, this is correct. All of these end in MA and they're masculine. So those are helpful tips for sure. Now, of course, there are exceptions. And this is something that you will have to remember every time you use the exceptions. So the first rule, remember, words ending in O are usually masculine, except for these following words. I'm gonna have all the meanings somewhere here, so we go a little faster. La foto, la mano. Okay, so the next one is la moto, la libido. The next one is la radio, la polio, la virago, la virago. To be honest, this is the first time I see this word, so I'm not even sure what it means. So those are the exceptions. Now, words ending in E. Remember, usually words ending in E are masculine, except for these ones. La llave, la calle, la fiebre, la carne, la frase, la gente, la nieve, la noche, la nube, la sangre, la suerte, la tarde, la muerte, la madre, la base, la clase, la clave, la corriente, la fuente, la llave, la sede, la serpiente, and la torre. Okay, now let's go over the other words and then in consonants besides the or z. So the first one is la miel, la sal, la hiel, la piel, la coliflor, la sor. Now this is something I have no idea what that means. Let's see what Google Translate says. La sor, the sore, la labor, la flor. So as you can see, there are quite a few exceptions here that you will have to remember, and but there are not too many. And some of the words are not that common. For example, la hiel. I've never heard someone saying la hiel, so I'm not sure if you need that word at all. Another thing, la virago, I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. Another thing is la sor. La sor, I really don't know what that one means, and I don't even think you need that word at all. Okay, so let's go over the feminine nouns. Now, this article says that the feminine nouns, most of them end in A. So that makes sense. It's easier when, for example, you want to refer to a female cat. You will say la gata, and a male cat will be el gato. So that's very easy, but it's different when you want to know the gender of a noun like guitarra. Guitarra. It's a little challenging, but for example, with guitarra, you know that it ends in A, so the logical thing here is that guitarra is feminine. It's a feminine noun, so you will say la guitarra or una guitarra, or a plural way will be unas guitarras or las guitarras. So that's how the gender works in Spanish. For example, here it says most feminine nouns end in A, and this makes sense. And this applies to a person, an animal, or an object, also an idea. An idea even could be a feminine noun. Okay, so let's see a few feminine nouns ending in A. La enfermera, la profesora, la hija, la rosa, la guitarra, la piscina. Okay, so that makes total sense. Now, here's the tricky part. Nouns that end in D, Z, or the end in ion or ION will be feminine. Let's see a few examples. Ending in D, la felicidad. La felicidad, that means happiness. La virtud, that means virtue. La salud, health, okay? So now the ones ending in Z. For example, la paz, peace. La nariz, that means nose. And la luz, that means light. And all of those words are feminine nouns. Now, the last rule here, nouns ending in ion. Let's see. La canción, that means song. La religión, that means religion. La irritación, irritation. So all of that, once again, makes sense. Now let's see the exceptions, the not that fun part. These you will have to remember, and there are actually quite a few as well. Let's see how common these words are. So words ending in A that are actually masculine and not feminine are el drama. So it's not la drama, it's actually el drama. El enigma, el esquema, el estigma, el estratega, el idioma, el mapa, el morfema, el planeta, el problema, el sistema, el tema, el día, el aroma, el axioma, el Buda, el carisma, el clima, el diagrama, el dilema, el fantasma, el panda, el prisma. Okay, so that's all of these words end in A, but they are masculine. Okay, now let's see words ending in D. El huésped, el ataúd, el abad, el alud, el áspid, not common, el laúd, not common as well, el record, not common, el milord. Wow, that is something that I have never heard before. El césped is common, yeah. Let's see, words ending in A that are masculine. Okay, we talked about this one already, so I think they made a mistake here. Instead of words ending in A is words ending in Z. Okay, so let's continue. El aprendiz, yep. El cáliz, el arroz, el pez, el lápiz, el ajedrez, el antifaz, el maíz, el albornoz. I have no idea what this means. It's not a common word. El avestruz, el altavoz, el altramuz. Wow, this word is, it sounds like a different language, to be honest. El arroz, el barniz, el cariz. I don't know what cariz, el cariz. That's not coming to here. El disfraz, el as, el matiz. Okay. Lastly, words ending in ion, ion. El ansión. Nope. El roción. El notición. El sentención. And apparently that's it. That's all the words that you need to learn. So lastly, it says the gender and adjectives. For example, here it says Spanish adjectives must match the nouns they describe in both gender and number. For example, apples or manzanas are feminine in Spanish, so this word must be used with feminine articles like la, las, and una. If you want to say an apple, you will have to say una manzana. And if it's just the apple, you can say la manzana. La manzana. So if you want to say that it's not only one apple, but more than one, or whatever amount, then you have to say las manzanas. Las manzanas. And if you want to say just pass me some apples, so that would be something like pásame unas manzanas. Unas manzanas. And the same applies for masculine nouns. For example, the dog, you could say el perro. El perro. Now, if you want to say a dog, then you will have to say un perro. Un perro. Now, the plural version is los perros. And if you want to say some dogs, you gotta say unos perros. Unos perros. So, do you see the difference there? So that's the grammatical gender in singular and plural forms. Okay, that's all for today. I gotta say the article is really good. I will say 95% or almost 100% accurate. There are a few words that I would not worry about because they're not common to use, and you don't need them unless you really want to learn them. Well, you're free to do so. But other than that, try to use masculine and feminine nouns so you get used to it. The more you practice, the more you get used to all this grammatical gender. Okay, don't forget the lessons are uploaded every single week, usually 2 per week. Let me know what you think about this, and I'm leaving the link to that article down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I'm on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, Snapchat. All the links are in the video description. If you're fluent in Spanish, you might want to check out my other 2 channels. They're both in Spanish. One is about food and the other one is about applications, games, and all that fun stuff. I'm leaving the links to those channels down below. Support this channel by sharing this video with your friends and by giving the thumbs up. Also by visiting my Patreon page. There are different perks when donating. Click on the Patreon logo on the screen for more information. I'm leaving the link to that page in the video description as well. Thank you for watching, for your support, and until next time.